Hello and welcome in. Good afternoon to everybody here in North America, right from west to east coast. Good afternoon and late evening for everybody across the pond, and good early morning to those of us and our friends down from Australia and over on the eastern part of the world. Hope everybody is ready for a great 1 hour endurance race this evening, presented by the Pure Racing League. PRL, that's right, street version coming in, dropping us what should be an absolutely fantastic race. This is test event number 3. So the first couple test events have been done and were live broadcast by Prima Dino over on his Twitch page. They were great races, so we get the honor to be in the booth here today for our third test event here with the Pure Racing League. And I'm your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming. Hope everybody is ready. It is going to be a great day. All right, so where are we headed, Ghost? Everybody's asking. I apologize, I was just looking at some of the stream metrics. Well, I'm going to tell you where we're going. Trial Mountain is the weapon here today. So let's talk a little bit about the track here real quick, and then we'll get into what the race has in store for everybody here today. So we still have 12 minutes, lots of time to get through everything. So let's rock and roll. So Trial Mountain. Now, Trial Mountain is a fictional racetrack here at Gran Turismo. It's developed by PD. It's not based. It's not a real racetrack based off of an area in Switzerland, we believe. So the corner names and some of the stuff we see on the map are designed, developed, and named by the community and our map maker, Miss Devious. So huge love to Special Operations Administrator, Miss Devious, for, of course, the beautiful work with these maps. So let's talk about Trial Mountain. The length is a 3.38 mile track. It's 5.44 kilometers. It has 15 left and right hand turns. It is a tarmac road surface. It is an original circuit here in Gran Turismo, and it has an elevation change approximately of 147 feet from the highest point to the lowest point of the racetrack. So down in the bottom center of the track map on your screens in front of you, if you're on your phones, just turn it sideways. It helps you look at it a little bit better. There's a little blue circle with a white arrow pointing in a right direction. That is going to be the direction that we are heading in our racetrack today. So that is our start finish line. From there, we're going to head into turn 1, 2, and 3, our first sector on the racetrack. Very high speed technical sector, and that is on the bottom right hand side of our screen. That takes us into the looping S's. So corners 1, 2, and 3 is that whole sector there. Again, high speed. From there, that takes us into the Tahoe Pass, and that is number 4 there. And the apex and track out points are obscured by walls of the tunnel, so there's no substitute for seat time and practice to get this turn right consistently. Drivers will crest this hill as they exit, causing the car to become light, and traction can become an issue, and I can definitely vouch for that. So as we head down through the track, we head down into turn 5, which is Sonora, and then we come into a nice little straightaway with a kink, which is Hollow Tree, and then into Cyrus. And if you note on the map, there's a little drone there. When it's dark out, you can see these little drones hovering over the racetrack as well. From there, we head into our second corner of the racetrack, and the second tunnel, pardon me, of the racetrack, and then that leads us into Mudslide Curve, and it's a fitting name there. It's a pretty dirty track. It's a very undulating bank corner going into a super long straightaway, the longest straightaway of the racetrack, the back straight up on the top side of the track map in front of us there, the Black Bear Pass. As you come roaring through there at the end of the tunnel, you can at times get some sightings of some black bears there. That's the name. From there, we come into turn 9, note number 5 on the screen there. Turn 9, Twin Redwoods, is a slightly bank turn, which increases the traction. They give drivers more speed to attack bark turn. The irony. From there, we head into the second set of S's here, the Auburn Curves, and then Whitney Corner, which is a little bit of a slight hairpin in a sense, and then it takes us into another slight hairpin, which is Nessie's Cove. There's a reason why they call that Nessie's Cove. Maybe, just maybe, if you're there at the right time, you can catch a little glimpse of the mythical creature there. And then it's, of course, the final corner of the track, the chicane, turns 14 and 15. Very vital part of the track. You get it wrong, can lose a lot of position there as you're coming up a very long run up the start finish line. So that's what the drivers have in store for them here today. So as you can see on the screen in front of you, just a little look of Trial Mountain. Hey, let's go. It is in the US, you're right. Thanks, Miss Devious. I got a little distracted with what we were talking about earlier. Wait, where's the bears? There's bears, Trone. There's bears at the end of the long tunnel. You just never know. You might catch a glimpse, my guy. So we're just, drivers are in practice right now. So what we're going to see here tonight, let's break down what's going to happen here for everybody today. So all the drivers on the grid here today are going to be running a 25 lap race. Qualifying, and this is the greatest thing right here, I love this. Qualifying today is going to be a one-shot hot lap qualifying lap. So these drivers are going to come out into groups. Group 1 will be consistent of 8 drivers, which are already predetermined before the race by race control. From there, that group will go out. They come out in a certain amount of interval apart from each other. They take their out lap, they take a hot lap, and of course they bring it back in at the end of that hot lap. That hot lap is their one and only counting qualifying lap. So it is risk versus reward here in qualifying, where you got one shot qualifying. You either want to just go consistent and let the race come down to it, or you just get to throw it all out the window and absolutely send it for as fast as you can get that car around the track. But the risk factor there is if you make a mistake or you wreck, you're going to cost yourself time and your qualifying position, or potentially a little bit of repair work before the race starts, and you don't want that. So the qualifying tire wear is the same as during the race, and so is the fuel. It is a grid start with a false start check, and the car we're driving tonight is the Mercedes AMG GT3 2020. So the newest Mercedes brought into Gran Turismo 7 here most recently is the car that's going to be debuted and featured here today. It's ×2 fuel, 4 times tire wear. All tire compounds are available. The mandatory tire compound change of choice during the race. Slipstream is real, damage is weak, flags are off, penalties are weak. Brake balance is allowed, which should change things. Allow the drivers to run a little bit faster on those tires with similar wear. 5 liters per second is our refueling rate. It is SO5 misty, cloudless, and sunny here today. So it should be decent racing conditions as far as track conditions go. It is late morning, so as the race progresses, of course, it will get hotter and hotter, ideally for the racers, but not too hot. Race lobby will be blah, blah, blah. All right. So pretty basic standard settings of what we're used to seeing. I'm not sure what the mandatory tire is, actually. That's a question I never even thought to ask. Never knew that. I just focus on the race. Well, you know, it's amazing what can be in there. So, again, this is presented by Pure Racing League, and we're just going to, you know, tease you, keep you all guessing on what's happening there. We're going to debut our field here in just a moment's time. We still have 6 minutes to qualifying start, ideally, if we're on schedule. What am I looking for here? There we go. Alright, so we have a little blip in the matrix, which we're going to fix right now before we even get into the good stuff. You guys should be able to hear some cars in the background now. Alright. So, this is going to be a family-friendly broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, of course, like it always is when we do our commentary here at GT45 Gaming. So, kids are hanging around and they want something to do, and you can't figure out what to do. I mean, hey. There's a great race happening here, right here, live, right in front of everybody. And the best part is, it's done right in your living room. Of course, if you're watching from home, that is. Alright. I wanted a pop-out dashboard, please. Alright, we're going to flip you over here in just a second, ladies and gentlemen. Just give me a momento. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Maybe that's not what I'm looking for. Alright. Perfect. Alright, so again, it is going to be a one-shot hot lap qualifying. Let's flip you over to the big screen. Let's get you locked in here. Let's take a look at our driver's lineup here. I'm not sure if all drivers are on track here at the moment or getting ready to, but let's go see who we have here. We've got, oh yeah, we are almost stacked to the hilt here. Fantastic. So we do have Callan Roach here on the mark. We got Medi here as well, fast drivers. We got Robbie Heck from Street Version. We got Sosa from Street Version. We got Paymay from Street Version. We've got Apex Sim Racing's Jakey. We've got SV Cantilever here as well. We got Distinct Avi. We've got Lucas 36. We've got Humble Guy Cesaru here. We got Bo Stipe from Team Rad. We've got Agent Orange from VPR. We got DMS 1984. I'm not sure where that driver comes from. We got King Yak here as well from VPR Racing. So it is a skilled mixed lobby here today, which is going to provide for some very interesting racing. A little multi-class racing here in this test event, number 3 from the Pure Racing League. So welcome in, everybody. And we're about 3 minutes away, if we're on schedule, from starting our one-shot hot lap qualifying session. And I believe, alright, so Group 1 in qualifying is going to be led out by Apex Sim Racing's Jakey. Then we have 2 VPR drivers here, it looks like, and I can't see their names in the Discord there, so... and then we'll have 2 VPR drivers come out in behind Jakey, another driver, 10-second intervals is what the drivers are going to be coming out of, followed by our 5th place driver will be Lucas 36, and it'll be VPR Shredda, it'll be Cesaru and Cantilever to round out Group 1. Group 2 will be Callan, Rodrigo, job site, Avalon Rarian, I'm not sure who that is on PSN names. We got Medi, and of course Robbie Heck will round out Group 2. So yeah, getting a little bit of conflicting information from PSN to Discord, but that happens from time to time. Alright, so this is a YouTube exclusive, ladies and gentlemen. This is not gone to Facebook. This is going to be a strict YouTube exclusive broadcast for Pure Racing League, and will remain so in the future with this great organization as well. So make sure you do us all a favor over there on the YouTube. Don't forget to like and share this out. If you're not a member of the channel, or you want to see these GT7 celebrities duke it out in these 1-hour endurance races and have some fun for everybody at home to watch, well, you got to hit that sub button, hit that little bell, and turn on all those live notifications. You'll never ever miss another great racing moment from the Pure Racing League. The bears are there, says Miss Devious. I assure you, she knows. She is definitely the one who's put in the work on the research of these track maps. And, well, PD, let us know what you think of the corner names, hey? Leave a comment below. Love you out there, PD. We love it. We love it. Alright. 1 minute away. We're gonna get ready here. We have to be watching for these prompts. Oh, I am good to go. Good to go. Let's rock, let's roll, let's get the show on the road. Alright, so I would assume we're going to see a lobby reset before we start qualifying, but I could be wrong. Right now, so far in the short amount of time that the track has been open for practice, so of course Race Control opening this thing up for practice. It looks like Medi is fastest driver so far in the practice session, followed by Callan, of course Sosa, Lucas right there in 4th place, Agent Orange in 5th, Bo in 6th, Robbie in 7th, Distinct Avi there in 8th. Looks like Sosa just jumped up a couple of spots. There's somebody moved around in there. Robbie Heck went just ahead of Distinct there. Paymay is now in 8th, and of course drivers enter and exit the pit lane. That is going to change, of course, what we see on the screen. This is just practice, so... Alright, let's take a look at all our drivers that are out on track here right now as they're roaring up and down. Looks like we're going to get ready for a reset shortly here, so... The Bears. We might catch a glimpse. The camera crew just might catch a glimpse. You never know. Alright, so we are going to be starting with Apex Sim Racing's Jakey. Very quick driver, comes from the UK. looks like he's stuck on the grid here. We may be looking at a lobby reset here potentially, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there he goes. Game finally released him. Alright, so it is going to be Apex Sim Racing's Jakey. He's going to be the first one to lead the way. Again, this is one-shot hot lap qualifying for everybody that's even at home right now. So what that means is these drivers only get one flying lap to record a time. Hey, let's go, Chip. How you doing, my guy? So it is Jakey going to be first out here, and then it's going to be a couple of VPR drivers following in behind him. I'm just not sure who they are because I can't see them in the Discord list. But we will find out. Looks like it's King Yak to come out second in behind Jakey. From there, it's Agent Orange, the two VPR drivers that were in behind. And then I think it's Bo Snipe potentially that comes out next. Yeah, it was Bo Snipe. I was correct. All right, our memory is starting to kick in here. That's going to be followed by Lucas 36, our fifth driver out in Group 1. So remember, this is Group 1. A little hard to navigate since they're a little bit out of sorts here, but hopefully the live timing kicks in. Again, we have a couple of issues with the game's timing system and spectating mode right now. They don't quite work out in sequence sometimes, so bear with us here as we go through this. Alright, so we got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's going to be DM's 1984. Not sure what his name is. Chip, if you might be able to help me out there. We got Cesaru here and Cantilever. So Cantilever being the last driver out in that group. Let's go, Jakey. How you doing, freak? Hope you're doing fantastic. My guy Apex Sim Racing up in the house. Alright, so official hot lap, here we go. Qualifying starts now for this driver. He gets one shot, one lap, one mistake can make or break where this driver sits on the grid, and that goes for all these drivers. King Yak will be our second driver here in the first group to come and record a time. It'll be Agent Orange, our third driver out to record, then Bo Snipe, then Lucas 36, then DMS 1984, then Cesaru, and then Cantilever. Shredder, thanks. Appreciate you, Trip. Appreciate you, my guy. We don't want to call him DMS. We're going to call him Shredder. That sounds way cooler. Alright, so missing an apex there a little tiny bit, but still gets a pretty good wide run there. Let's see how he goes through Mudslide Curve here. And as we enter the Black Bear Pass, so the long tunnel, for those of us that are wondering where the Black Bears are, as soon as Jakey exits this tunnel, they have been seen on the right-hand side of the racetrack over the wall here. We probably won't catch him in a live stream. Orange's Marv, gotcha. Alright, into the braking zone here as we head down in, I can't remember the corner name, fail, Twin Redwoods, but that takes us into the Auburn curves here, so that's this little set of S's heading uphill, and then into Whitney Corner, so this is Whitney Corner right here, and then that takes us into the next hairpin to the left, and that's Nessie Cove, and as you can see in the corner of the screen there's a big body of water over the wall there as you're coming down the hill, so that is potentially where you can find a mythical creature here in Gran Turismo 7. But Apex Jakey's about to record his first lap time here, so let's see what it's going to be, and then we'll jump through our first group of drivers. Ooh, big slide coming out through the chicane there. That's going to cost him a little bit of time on that exit and relate to a little bit of time lost up the straightaway here now. So his time is going to be a 1:49.096. Let's see what King Yak has in store for everybody here from Victory Pace Racing, as he's going to be our second driver to record a time here, and it looks like a decent time as well. Oh, I thought the finish line was right there. It's a 52.342, so for currently good enough for second place. Agent Orange here as he comes around, aka Marv, comes through with a 52.846, just comes in behind teammate Yak. Bo Snipe coming through. Let's see what Bo Snipe has here for a time. It's going to be, it looks like a 50. It's a 50.389. It's going to be good enough for second place currently here on the grid. Lucas 36 coming around. Let's see what he's got. It's going to be a 49.1, and it is just a hair off of our current pole sitter, Apex Jakey. So second place right now for Lucas 36 as he comes across. Now this is only Group 1 of the first of two groups to come out, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see what Shredda has as he comes through the start finish line here. Not the greatest lap at 155, but we did say we have different skill levels of drivers. Here we got Cesaru coming through. It's a 50.6. I think that's good enough for currently third place. And let's see what SV Cantilever has as he comes through here. And it's a 151.425. So not ideally the best of runs for him here today. So let's see. And the drivers are instructed to stop in that tunnel. We're just trying to find our first driver out here in the second split. I think it is Callan, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, so provisional pole sitter now is currently Apex Sim Racing's Jakey sitting on pole position, but boy, it is close as Lucas 36 is exactly, I think, a 10th from that pole sitter's time, so tightening up here in the top end of the group. And let's see what these drivers here now all have in store. So I was correct, it is going to be Callan out first here. Penalty there for Cantilever, and that's why his lap seemed a little bit low for that particular driver. So that is the way it goes. We have Rodrigo out next here from Apex Motorsports is here as well. So very fast driver. We got some fast drivers up in here today. This could be some great racing, that's for sure. We got Sosa coming out here third, and oh boy, they're really making life difficult for me here, aren't they? I mean, you need some Discord help for this one. Alright, so we got Callan, we got Rodrigo. They're starting to sort themselves out. The live timing is kind of helping us out a little bit here. Alright, so Callan's on his outlap. He's our first driver out here in Group 2. But now it's changing. That leaves Rodrigo here in 10th place for the time being. Sosa will be next out here in 3rd Group B. You can see him warming his tires up there. You got Distinct Avi out here, very quick driver here as well, doing much of the same thing, trying to get some air temperature built up into those racing soft tires. We got SV Payme here in 4th out in Group 2 here. From there it takes us to Medi in 14th and Robbie Heck rounding it out. So who have we got up here? Qualified. Alright. Just making sure we're still on par here with what we're seeing. Let's go, boy. Hey, Orange is Marv. Yeah, oh yeah, I've heard that already. Alright, so Callan now officially on a hot lap. So let's sit on board with Callan here as we come through the first sector, the looping S's. And you can see he really high speed sector here. You got to get those apexes or it's going to cause trouble. You can see him going a little bit wide there. He just keeps it out of the wall. As we head into the Tahoe here, yeah, it's got to check up just a little tiny bit. He's got to watch that uphill. There we go. He gets it underneath of him. So that was a great set of recovery sector right there from Callan. And oh boy, again, a little slide coming out of that car as he was coming out of the exit there. And now as we head into our second tunnel in the mudslide curve, you really want to get low down and maximize the banking of this corner to really get good exit here. And he does all of that. So a great exit here as we head up to Black Bear Pass heading into Twin Redwoods. So it's a good run. Looks like a good run anyway so far here from Callan. And again, it's going to be Rodrigo to come in behind him. So pole time currently is a 1:49.096. Oof, and he ends up getting into the wall there, and he is not going to be happy with that. So he's just going to start at the back of the pack there, or it was a disconnect, I'm not sure. He did pop out of the lobby. That might have been a disconnect right there. So we're going to sit on board here with Rodriguez now as he finishes up the lap here heading into Nessie's Cove. We'll take you back out to our TV crew here. So number 22 Mercedes. Ooh, big slide coming out of Nessie's Cove right there, and we're heading up into that big chicane here at Trial Mountain. This is a very tough sector. This is the hardest braking zone out of the whole racetrack right here, and you have to get this right. A little mistake means wall contact on exit or a big slide Let's see where Rodrigo ends up here as, again, 149.096 is the time to beat, and it is. It's a 148.402, so Rodrigo going to take pole position. Let's see what Sosa has as he comes across the line here, and it looks like a great time here as well. It's a 48.8. It's going to be good enough for second place here for Sosa. Let's see what Distinct Avi has as Distinct Avi just exits the chicane here, and he's on his run. Here we go. Rocking, rolling. It's going to be a little bit of an off lap here. It's going to be a 150. It's good enough for 7th position here. Payme coming around the chicane here right now. Let's see what Payme has as he comes around. Looks like a decent lap here. Looks like it could be a 148. Maybe challenging for top spot here as he comes down the finish line. Nope, not quite. He's going to be a little off here. It's going to be a 50 for him as well. It's good enough for 6th position. Medi's going to come through. So 48 is going to be pole position for Medi. Medi is going to steal pole position. Last driver is going to be Rob Heck. Let's see what he's got as he comes across the start-finish line here. And it is going to be a 48.6. It's only good enough for 3rd place overall. So it's going to be Medi coming in with the pole position. Second last driver in Group 2 to steal pole position away. It's going to be Rodrigo, almost 4/10 of a second in behind, followed by Robbie Heck, SV Sosa. It's going to be Apex Sim Racing's Jakey. It's going to be Lucas 36. It's going to be Team Rad's Bo Snipe. It's going to be SV's Payme in 8th. It's going to be THG Cesaru in 9th. It's going to be Distinct Avi starting in 10th. It's going to be Cantilever in 11th. King Yak in 12th. Agent Orange in 13th. DMS, Shredda here in 14th. And I would imagine we're going to see a lobby reset here, and Callan will end up starting in 15th position, if I'm not mistaken. So that was some pretty good qualifying, and that's why the one-shot hot lap qualifying is so much fun, because you know that drivers like Cantilever and Distinct Avi are very quick drivers, but not having the greatest one attempt at this qualifying lap. It takes one little mistake, or in Cantilever's case, like you said, a penalty, and that's all over. So, all right, let's take a little peek here. We got, again, Medi with a 48.039, almost dropping that car into the 47s there, followed by Rodrigo, Robbie, Sosa, Jakey, Lucas 36, Bo Snipe, and Payme. The back half of the field will be started with Cesaru, Distinct Avi, Cantilever, King Yak, Agent Orange, Shredda, and Callan, rounding out that final half of the grid here today. So, should make for some pretty good racing. So what do we see? We got 4 drivers in the 8s, we've got 2 in the 9s, and we got a slew of drivers in the 50s and the 51s here. So we're going to see what I would imagine a couple of really tight, close packs of racers here today. Let's go VPR, says Merch. How you doing, my guy? This is a Pure Racing League, PD. Pure Racing League, PRL, my guy. Yeah, it was a tough hit there for Callan. So we're just going with what the call from race control is here. So we're just maxing, relaxing, we're chilling, we're grooving. We're gonna flip back over to this screen here for now, just until we are ready to go. All right, so qualifying started with Apex Sim Race's Jakey sitting in provisional pole, of course, in that first run. Then when we got to Group B, it was very quickly challenged, and then it was taken away by 3 different drivers, and Robbie Heck gave it a good run, but good enough only for 3rd place for him. So it is Medi starting on pole position here today, and it's going to be Rodrigo lined up right beside him on the racetrack. So let's get going, shall we? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, are we ready for some hot racing action here from the Pure Racing League? Kick them tires, light them fires, let's go racing, folks. And we're just waiting for that green, and we are green, 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 and here we go. We're off, and it is 1 hour on the clock here today, ladies and gentlemen, for these drivers. Roughly an hour is what this takes. 25 laps around at, well, you've seen the times, about 2 minutes a lap. It's almost an hour-long race here today. We are going to see pit stops here. So Medi off very quickly out. Rodrigo being pressured immediately by Sosa and Robbie Heck. Robbie Heck had Sosa taking a look up the inside there, but Sosa backs off. Now Sosa has Lucas 36 taking a look inside by side here as we come out of Tahoe. Is Lucas 36 and SV Sosa. SV Sosa is going to get the job done and slot up in front here. Lucas 36 making the call to take a single file through this very difficult sector. He's going to be very closely followed by Apex Sim Racing's Jakey here. We got Bo Snipe right in behind Paymate. Distinct Avi moving up a spot into 9th place. Cantilever quickly up 2 spots into 10th. Engine Orange moving down a couple spots. We got Shredda sitting right where he started. King Yak here in 13th. And Cesaru having something happen there, falling off the pace here in 14th position. So got some work to do, does that driver very early on. But it is Medi in a very early lead and very quickly trying to break that slipstream. Almost a second up the road from Rodrigo here right now. But boy, he's got the SV boys chasing Sosa and Robbie now as Sosa looks up the inside. Robbie looked up the inside. So it's hard to tell when the drivers' cars are the same. We got Sosa just holding off Rob Heck here right now, so great driving here by these two. They're teammates, so you would be, expect that these guys are comfortable driving near each other in this situation. So I'm sure there's going to be no love lost here for that race win, though, let me assure you. We got Lucas 36 right here in 5th place in Apex. Jakey is a huge run down into Nessie's Cove there, and it just puts him right on the back end of that yellow bumper of that Mercedes there of Lucas 36. Bo Snipe here in 7th place. He's got Paymay and Distinct Avi there starting to put some pressure on. Paymay takes a look coming into the chicane and just backs. So we get a little bit of accordion effect going on there, but great job by those drivers. A slight amounts of contact. Everybody sorts out real quick. Bo Snipe stays out in the lead for the time being. Let's stay with Bo Snipe here, as these drivers are going to be in slipstream here. They may attempt to make a move heading into the Lupine S's sector 1, 2, and 3. You got to be bold. You got to be comfortable, and if you're going to do it, you got to stick to it. So let's see if everybody plays nice here. Everybody's going to stay single file through the Lupine S's here. Not too surprised to see that. We got Paymay in 8th place. Distinct Abbey here at 9th. Cantilever falling off the pace just slightly there. That puts Shredda here in, again, 11th position here from VPR. We got the humble guy Cesaru here up at the 13th, and Agent Orange making a mistake and damage on that race car here, and I believe it's on lights, so that means it should go away in 30 seconds time. Medi, our pole sitter here, had a great qualifying lap, very quickly showing why this driver is our pole sitter here today. Beautiful entry and exit coming out of the mudslide curve, but Sosa now up into 2nd place, so Sosa has gotten around Rodrigo there. Robbie now applying some pressure there as well. As you can see, Rodrigo in that full defensive line there. Robbie's going to use up all the slipstream he can here and try to get the slingshot move around the outside. Now this is a corner. Twin Redwoods is a corner. You can make a move on the outside here, so let's see if it sticks. And Robbie's just going to slot up ahead here, but let's see if Rodrigo responds back coming into the corner. Side by side for 3rd place. Rodrigo has the position as we head out of Twin Redwoods into the Auburn curves, and is still side by side battling here from the 71 of Robbie Heck and of course Rodrigo there, and I think he's the 22 car if I'm not mistaken. We've got Lucas 36 here in 5th place, and he is just licking his chops as these two continue to battle in front of him. He is right in the thick of this battle here now, waiting to see if he can take advantage as well. It's still side by side racing here from Rob and Rodrigo as we're heading into the chicane. This is allowing Sosa and Medi just to continue to try and open up the gap a little bit. We have some side by side battling in the backpack there as well, and so far Robbie Heck is going to get it done. He's going to hold down 3rd place, but is Rodrigo going to take a look here as we head into the Lupine S's for the 5th time, third time. I feel like it's been a 5-lap race already with all the great action. 3rd time here around the racetrack. So now these drivers should have some optimal temperatures built up in these race cars. As you can see, the tire wear is starting to take a little bit of effect here, scrubbing the tires in, so to speak. We got a half-second penalty here on Lucas 36. That's going to hurt the charge. Apex Jakey is less than a second away, so that's going to cost him at least 1 position here, depending on how this lap works out for him, up to the, of course, electronic enforcement penalty serving zone here in Gran Turismo. And that's what that yellow line is when we see the drivers automatically going to slow down. So it's an electronic setup here from the wire under the line of the racetrack that is connected to these race cars. When the race cars have that penalty that is enforced by race control and put over their cars we see on the screen, then when they cross over that line automatically cuts the power to the engine, and sometimes will even drop gears for this car. And if it's a large penalty, it will just, of course, maintain a certain amount of speed, I believe 60 miles an hour, until that penalty is served, and then the drivers will, of course, lose their restrictions and be able to get back on the power and get back into their race. So that is a mandatory force penalty. No driver can get away from that EE Electronic Enforcement Penalty Serving Zone, EEPSZ. It's a little bit of a handful, isn't it, chat? Bo Snipe here, dropped down a couple spots. Distinct Avi and Paymay have found their way around here, so just dropped down a couple spots. He's got Cantilever in behind here, now in 10th place, and then the pack breaks a little bit here. We got King Yak, Cesaru, Shredda, and Agent Orange here in 14th position, a little bit off, have had their own versions of mistakes here early on in the race. So it is Medi still leading the way, but very early on grabbing a 1 second gap on this group, but he hasn't really been able to stretch it too much more since that. So sitting in first place, that gap is currently only 1.4 seconds right now on Sosa here in second place. We got three versions of Robbie Heck here in third. We've got Rodrigo and Apex Jakey battling here, and Apex Jakey and Lucas battling up ahead there. Rodrigo closing in on Robbie Heck here as we come through to Lupine S's. We're going to jump down to this battle here. We just had Apex Jakey making a move on Lucas. Let's see if we can catch a bit of that there. And coming out of the chicane, Jakey had the run there and gets it done before he heads into the Lupine S's. So a great battle right there for 6th and 7th place between those two drivers, and they're no strangers to racing each other here either. We've got SV's Paymay here in 7th position, and he is just tucked in behind Lucas and Jakey there by about 1.3 seconds. So Distinct Avi, Cantilever, and Bow Snipe. Bow Snipe slowly but surely just dripping through the field here, but it's very early on in the race. There's plenty of laps left here. A little bit of racing strategy and maybe in play, maybe a little bit of fuel saving. We don't know what these drivers are up to right now. We can only theorize what they're doing. Distinct Avi here in 8th place is a great looking car. We've got Cantilever here in 9th position, our number 7 Mercedes here. We got Bow Snipe here, our number 94 Mercedes as well, in 10th place, and just sitting in behind Cantilever here right now. He doesn't want to lose that slipstream. He definitely wants to get that slipstream back here. We've got King Yak and Shredda Cesaru here battling, it looks like. Yes, King Yak and Cesaru battling here for 11th and 12th place as we head into Twin Redwood, and it is going to be Cesaru that holds the position for the time being, but definitely a healthy battle happening here between the THG and VPR driver and these beautiful 2020 Mercedes AMG GT3 cars here, provided by, of course, Gran Turismo 7 and Polyphony Digital. Absolutely great racing cars. And Yak is just kind of chilling right there. He's just maintaining. Hopefully he can get another opportunity to make something happen. We got Shredda here in 13th and Agent Orange there in 14th position, but it is Medi, number 59 driver here, absolutely moving and grooving right now as he heads into the Lupine S's, and again showing his pace. But boy, the driver in behind Sosa is up to the task. He is just slowly but surely taking a little bit out of this driver here right now. It was 1.4, now it's 1.2, so you know, a tenth here, a tenth there, a half a tenth here. We'll see if that is enough to continue to gain on our current race leader. Rob Heck here in third place, and oh boy, a big moment right there for Rodrigo. That was a scary moment right there as he came through the corners there. And let's see what happened there as he comes around and just rear end just gives him a little business right there, a little tap on the wall, and very fortunate that car didn't go around on him there. That was a great recovery to keep that car underneath of him. We got Apex Sim Racing's Jakey here. He's in 5th position, 2.9 seconds down the road from Rodrigo there. That little mistake definitely helped him gain a little time there. We got Lucas 36 just out of slipstream range here right now. Jakey up ahead of him in 5th place as well, so that battle may not be over yet. We've got Paymay here in 7th position, and he's just chilling, a second and a half in behind, but boy oh boy, he's got to be aware of what's coming in behind him there, because he has Distinct Avi and Cantilever both on the hunt here. It looks like Cantilever is starting to make some ground here on Avi, so let's see what happens here as we come around into Nessie's Cove. This is a great little sector, a big downhill sector. You got to really moderate your braking here. You don't want to overheat your brakes in this downhill sector. So okay, Cesaru. I know his name is. I know. Alright, the 00 car. Interesting. Ooh, great run there by Cantilever on the backside of Distinct Avi there, and he just couldn't quite get it in there. And ooh, he's going to take a short line, or did he make a mistake there? Maybe he has a penalty, but Distinct Avi is going to hold off the charge of Cantilever for the time being. Cantilever maybe got a little wiggle there coming out of the chicane, just lost a little bit of momentum. Bow Snipe here sitting in 10th place as he's coming across the start-finish line, start lap 6 of 25 here, ladies and gentlemen. We got lots of racing left yet today. We've got Cesaru here. Looking pretty good here. Fast driver. Just had an incident early on in the race there. He's been trying to catch up since. We got King Yak just in behind there as well. We've got Shredda here in 13th position, and Agent Orange coming around now, start lap 6 for himself. A little bit of damage on the front nose of that Mercedes, so got into a little bit of trouble here early on in the race, and that may be affecting the pace of that driver moving forward as well. But so far, the driving has been what we expected to see here today. Absolutely top level. All right, oop, let's get back to our race leader here for one moment here. It is Medi. He's got 3.5 seconds here now, so definitely something happening to Sosa in behind, making a mistake, and that has allowed Rob and Rodrigo to close in as well. 2.2 seconds, so whatever the mistake was that Sosa made there, it allowed our third and fourth place drivers to, well, at least be able to be within visual range now at that point, so that may be a little bit more adrenaline, a little bit more motivation for those two drivers to start to maybe put the loud pedal down a little bit sooner than they were anticipating. We'll have to wait and see. Lucas 36 here doing a great job of trying to maintain that gap in behind Apex Jakey right now. It was about 9/10 last time around. It's a second currently and dripping down just a little bit. So let's follow these two drivers into the chicane here. This is just what it looks like on board from Lucas 36 in 5th place here as he's trying to chase Apex Jakey down, and in behind there you can see just in the distance now you can see Paymay chasing in 6th position. So losing a little bit of ground to the backside of these drivers here is Paymay, but like I said, still within visual range here, but again, distinct Avi and Cantilever right there as well in behind. So this race is very far from over. It's all going to come down to this pit strategy here now at this point. So on board with our race leader Medi here. Let's take a few corners around Trial Mountain as we get ready to head into the mudslide curve here. This left-hander, again, you want to really get down low. You can take some of this dirt, it's not going to affect the car, really step on the pedal, but you got to watch that wall on exit there. You catch that wall and it's like rubber. It just bounces the car across the tunnel, and that typically creates a little bit of a problem for these racing cars. So it gets a great run as we head up to Black Bear Pass. We're heading into Twin Redwoods here, and that's going to be this sweeping left-hander here coming up. You can see the Black Bear crossing sign there as well if you're paying attention close enough. Alright, you really want to keep this low. You got to be patient too there. You can't get on the throttle too early. You're going to put yourself into the barrier there on the right side. Here you just want to clip your apexes. You're going downhill, so you got to prepare for that in your braking. Of course, throttle control and braking control super important here into the sector as we come out of Whitney's Curve, heading into Nessie's Cove now. And great apexing here by our race leader, and so far he's showing why he's the fastest driver in qualifying and currently leading our 1 hour or 25 lap race here, test event number 3 from the Pure Racing League. So some great stuff happening here. We get back to our camera crew here as our race leader comes around the chicane to start lap 8 of 25 laps here around Trial Mountain Circuit. So we've got Rodrigo here in 2nd place. We've lost Agent Orange. We've got Rob coming in for a pit stop here. Alright, so a little bit of strategy already starting to play in. We've got Apex Sim Races Jakey here in 3rd place. That puts Lucas 36 up at the 4th. We also see Paymay coming in for a pit stop here. Distinct Abbey's going to move up, of course, with that pit from Rob Heck there. Cantilever's going to move up into 6th place. That'll put Bo Snipe up into 7th. Rob Heck here, he's just getting that car dropped right now and heading out of pit lane. That should put Cesaru coming out just ahead of him or just in behind. Looks like just in behind, but he is going to be at race pace here and not quite able to catch right on the back end there. So Cesaru is going to stay in 9th place for the time being. King Yak there is in 10th. Paymay comes out in 11th position in behind King Yak, and then Ashreda here in 12th place. So looks like 3 cars retired behind the pit wall here before the end of our day today. Of course, one car having a big incident in qualifying. That car put in behind pit wall before the race and not able to get back onto track for this event, and 2 drivers having complications here early on in the race, and cars of course in behind the wall now being repaired by those crews. So started with 15 down to 12, and that's racing. Cars break, ladies and gentlemen. That's why it's called a sport, because it's not guaranteed who's going to win. Anything can happen. It's a car, it's got moving parts, it's made by mankind, and racing is racing. It doesn't matter how fast you are, anything can happen on a racetrack and change up the whole complexion of a race. So you never give up, you always keep going, and at the end of the day, when you take the checkered flag, that's where you are, and you take it for what it's worth. Rodrigo here in 2nd place, and 8 seconds is the gap to our current race leader. Jakey here in 3rd place. He's got 13 seconds, almost 14 seconds to the race leader here currently, and Lucas 36 tucked right in behind here in 4th place. He's got just into the tail end of slipstream range here for these GT3 cars, so we may see Lucas get a little bit of a pull here on the car in front. We'll have to wait and see. It's a very long straightaway, so there is definitely the potential. Nope, doesn't look like he's really going to gain a whole lot of ground there. It's Distinct Abbey here in 5th position. We've got Cantilever in 6th. Both Snipe here in 7th. We've got Robbie now in 8th place. We got Cesaru in 9th. We've got Payme up at the 10th as Shredda now making a pit stop here as well, getting his new set of tires, I'm assuming. And we got King Yak here in a 12th position, just coming into the chicane. So where is Medi? Medi is in the Black Bear Pass here right now, so about a half a lap from our last place driver there in 12th place currently is our race leader. So we may see some lap traffic here. Of course, I think that driver just made a pit stop as well, but that does mean the race leader is also going to have to make a pit stop, so we'll have to wait and see what happens here. Rodriguez here in 2nd place and 8.4 seconds, and it just seems like Medi just has the absolute outright pace here around Trial Mountain currently, so we'll have to see if any of these drivers can respond to that here with a little bit of pit strategy, or all of a sudden just show all their cards. Maybe some of these drivers aren't giving everything they've got yet. Maybe they're playing a little bit of strategy here. We don't really know. We have Apex Sim Racing's Jakey here in 3rd place, and Lucas 36 has absolutely closed the gap back up on this driver. So nose to tail basically are these two drivers, and again, these two are no stranger to racing each other here. They are very, very familiar with each other here on the racetrack. So you see Jakey's diving into the pit lane there. Lucas is going to opt to stay out. He's going to move up into 3rd place with that pit from Apex Sim Racing's Jakey. Distinct Avi's also going to come in and make a pit stop. Cantilever is going to make that pit stop as well. Does Bo Snipe follow? Bo is going to, looks like he's staying out for another lap, so looking to capitalize here with a overcut, big slide right there, a little bit of contact with the wall, avoids damage there, but definitely going to cost him a little bit of time there on that exit. And again, another great recovery by these drivers here today. Payme, who pit a couple laps ago with a big undercut here, he's going to move himself up into 6th place with those drivers pitting in, but he is going to be on a couple lap old tires compared to those drivers. We have King Yak and Shredda here in 11th and 12th place, and are they going to grab some position here? It does not look like it, but they should close up on the back end of the pack here as well as they're coming around. So it is Medi here, or Medi, I'm not sure how to pronounce it properly, I apologize if I've got it wrong, here in the lead. So having a really, really good race. Calm, cool, consistent. The lap times are incredibly consistent here from this driver as he's coming around the track. Looking at the timing board there, we can see all the laps so far here, right up to the current running lap of 10 on the right side of your screen. Very, very consistent laps. You can see just making that pit stop there. It's not a pit stop. I'm not sure what the P means, to be honest. Again, some things not working 100% here in the game necessarily. We've got Rodrigo here in 2nd place, and you can see he's very consistent as well, but the pace is just slightly off that of the leader. Lucas 36, big slide here as he comes around Whitney Corner and heads into Nessie Cove. Again, just a great job of keeping the car underneath him. I guess, does he decide to pit here? This is about where we're going to see if these drivers are deciding to pit. No, he's going to stay out and he's going to go around again. We've got Rob in 4th position here. And 5 seconds is that gap to Lucas 36, so we're going to note that. Bo Snipe here in 5th place. He has not pitched yet either. We have Payme here in 6th. He's got about 7.8 seconds on 5th place driver Bo Snipe. That puts Jakey in 7th position with Distinct Avi close behind here in 8th. Cantilever right there, still in tow with Distinct Avi in 9th position. We have Cesaru here in 10th position. We've got King Yak in 11th and Shredda here in 12th position. As soon as I hit the right button, there it is. Some beautiful Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle throwback right there. Gotta love it. Alright, so big lead there, 10 seconds to gap. Not a whole lot happening here right now. But noted, that was a 5-second gap just a few corners ago from Rob to Lucas, and now it's down to 3.7. But you can see a 1-second penalty sitting here on Rob, so that's going to take us into that electronic enforcement penalty serving zone here in Gran Turismo 7, a new feature added into the lobbies, which is fantastic for organized racing. And what that does is when you cross that line with the 2 yellow spots across the racetrack, it automatically enforces that time penalty. So the drivers are forced to serve the penalty. Now in the rare situation that it's the end of the race and you pick the penalty up after the penalty serving zone, then they will double the time of that penalty when you cross the start-finish line. So you'll get that, say for in this example, a 1-second penalty will turn into a 2-second time penalty added to the end of your race. at the end of the race. So you definitely don't want to pick the penalty up in the last few corners of a race, that's for sure. But we're going to see, and we're just talking about it, so we're going to stick with Rob here, and we're going to jump on board with him here, and you can see what's going to happen when he hits this penalty serving zone. So it's done. The penalty serving zone here at Trial Mountain is just after the final chicane here. So it pretty much forces you to serve it before you cross the start-finish line here. You have to pick one up in the final chicane not to be forced to serve it here. So this is what we're going to see here. And you can see immediately the drop, he went about 30 miles per hour right there. He lost in speed as soon as he crossed that line. And then you can see him downshift into second gear there. Them boys are fast. You're not wrong, Chip. You're not wrong. And of course, that's going to cost him. That 1 second is probably going to relate to about 2 seconds of time, maybe 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds of time where that penalty serving zone is, because it is, of course, right at the beginning of a very high-speed run. Compromises that corner on the exit, costs you a ton of miles per hour coming into the Lupine S's at the end of that straight. Rodrigo here having a great race. Number 22 Mercedes here got himself a nice tidy gap now. Lucas 36 here in third position. We got Rob here in fourth. We've got Bo here in fifth. We've got Payme in sixth. We've got Jakey currently sitting in seventh. And can he catch him? I feel like Payme got around Jakey there, but I think that's just me getting too deep into my own head. We got Distinct Abbey here in 8th place, and Cantilever still just sitting right in behind here. So Cantilever, I'm not sure if this is just teamwork and these two are just saving the race cars for the end of the race, what's happening here, but Cantilever not really putting any immediate pressure here on Distinct Abbey. So that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a little push there. He's going to use up some slipstream. He's going to tuck back out. He's going to get some clean air in that race car. We're going to go side by side as we head down the Black Bear Pass into Twin Redwoods. So let's see which one of the two drivers is going to move up ahead here, and let's see if they just change roles. Let's see if Cantilever sets the pace and Abbey now just tucks in behind and waits for an opportunity to get an easy move done as well. So Cantilever gets the job done. He's going to move up in 8th place currently, and you can see Abbey just tucks right in underneath that tail of that Mercedes. A little bit of contact there, under braking there, a little touch between the two drivers, no harm, no foul there, and they continue on into Nessie's Cove here. So this is leading us into, of course, that final chicane, and nose to tail are these two drivers. So I think this is a little bit of cooperation between competitors here currently in the mid part of this race. We've got Medi just continuing to open the gap up lap by lap, couple tenths. Rodrigo's doing much of the same thing right now, and the rest of the field up in behind him as well. Robbie's lost about 2 tenths to him since the last time we were through here, and Lucas 36 is starting to try and hold on here. So Rob has actually passed Lucas 36 for third place here, so moving up a position here as he's chasing down the leaders. And ooh, a little lag spike there. We have Lucas 36 here in fourth position and a 1.7 seconds in behind. We got Bo Snipe currently sitting in fifth place, and he's got Payme starting to close in, and Payme's got Jakey starting to close in. So it's starting to get a little bit interesting here. So on our hood cam here from SV Payme, our 6th place driver, you can see as he's trying to chase down Bo Snipe, up in front of him here is about, what do you call that, 5-6 car lengths, and maybe a couple more car lengths between him and Jakey in behind right now. So looks like he might have just caught the tail end of that slipstream there as we're coming into the entry of Twin Redwoods. So let's see if he can carry that momentum and get some gain on Bo Snipe here, and he does look at the gain as he opens up about 3 tenths into that corner there. So Payme smooth, sound, and collected right now, and looking to try and get 5th place here from Team Rad's Bo Snipe. And there we go, he takes a look on the outside, a little bit of defense coming from Bo here, and Payme is going to send it on the inside of Nessie's Cove, and Bo Snipe's just going to let him get through there nice and tidy, no contact, no harm, no foul. He's going to settle right back in behind, try to stay in that slipstream. Now Jakey is moving in to try and look for the same routine here as we come out of the chicane. Let's see if Jakey can get a good run here and make something happen coming into the Lupine S's. So it is 7th place driver now trying to catch up to Bo Snipe. Now I believe Bo has yet to make his pit stop, so he is on older tires, and Jakey is just going to close right up on him here in the slipstream heading into the Lupine S's. Not close enough to make a move here, but definitely gaining on the 6th place driver Bo Snipe. So looking to grab position here right now is Jakey. And we're just going to stick with this as he's right on the back bumper. He's going to look up the inside into the Tahoe Pass, and he is going to get the job done. So a nice, quick, efficient move right there by Jakey as he comes through. And I'm not sure why it's not showing it to us. It's being silly. Alright, so 6th place driver, both snipes still very close in behind. So let's go back through our field here. Our race leader, 13 seconds, 6.4 seconds. So Rodrigo making a mistake here. He's lost 4 seconds to Rob, where Rob is just absolutely on a pace right now, and he's just sending it. He is fastest driver on track with a 49.055 here as well. So far in the race. Lucas 36 here in 4th place. He's got 5.8 seconds. So Meaty has finally come into pit lane. He's going to make that pit stop. He uses some incredible pace on those medium tires too, I got to say. Rodrigo coming into pit lane here, so that's going to leave Rob Heck. He's definitely going to leapfrog Rodrigo here. The bigger question is, does he leapfrog Meaty as well? I mean, the tires are looking not bad, not bad. Is he going to get another 11 laps out of these tires? That's iffy. That is iffy. He may need to stop again. But there you go, he's going to come out in the race lead here, so it's SV's Rob Heck now leading the way here as we are starting lap 15 of 25 laps here in our test event number 3 from Pure Racing League. So it's Mehdi here in 2nd place, and we know he's fast. Let's see if he can reel in Robbie. It's only 3.6 seconds that gap. Payme now moving up into 3rd place. He has actually gotten ahead of Rodrigo there, so the undercut seems to have benefit Payme there. Jakey's going to get ahead of Rodrigo there as well, and he's going to move up into 4th place. Rodrigo settles into 5th, so the undercut seem to be working here for some of these drivers, but they are going to be on older racing tires than the drivers that have just come out of pit lane. Cantilever's here solely in 6th place right now, has opened up the gap on Distinct Abbey by 2.5 seconds, so decided he has more pace, and he's opted to get around and start to chase to 5th place driver Rodrigo. We've got Lucas 36 here in 8th position after a pit stop here. Nice fresh set of tires. Let's see what he can do with those fresh set of tires. We've got Cesaru here in 9th position as well. Bo Snipe in 10th with his fresh pair of dancing shoes here on this Mercedes 2020 race car. Let's see what he can do with them. We've got Shredda and King Yak here still moving and grooving and giving it everything they got here today, and that seat time is always important. So it's tough when you see the cars go behind the wall, but hey, like I said, you know, cars break, they get damaged, they need to be fixed before they're race worthy, and of course, you know, every time there's a damaged car on the track, they need to go through tech inspection, of course, from the racing organizers, to make sure that that car is up to safety standards and meets all the regulations before they're going to allow that car back on track. So typically in these shorter races, a wrecked car is a wrecked car. You move on and get ready for the next race, and it happens to the best of us. Payme here in 3rd place. He's being pressured here by Jake and Rodrigo here right now. Jake more so by Rodrigo at the moment than Jake on Payme. So let's sit in with our 420 Mercedes here, Apex Jakey, as our 22 driver. Rodrigo has some pressure put on him here, and both these drivers trying to chase down SV Payme, who is very quick as well. So it's going to be a good battle. We're definitely going to have a good battle here. That's without a question of a doubt. Them boys are fast. Them boys are very fast. Welcome in everybody here on the YouTube as well. We will be keeping the Pure Racing League exclusive to the YouTube channel here. This will be an exclusive YouTube event moving forward in the future as well, so we do appreciate everybody tuning in here today. If you're just tuning in, this is test event number 3 for the Pure Racing League, and I'm your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming. And who wouldn't mind helping us out just a little bit? It's free to do. That's right, we said free, folks. Just hit that like and that share button for it. Share it out to one of your favorite groups, or maybe somebody that you think would be interested in this. And that's just one free way you can help us all grow as an esports organization and as a broadcaster. And of course, if you want to see more races like this, just hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell, turn on all your live notifications, and every time Pure Racing League goes live on YouTube, you will get those notifications and never miss a moment of the great racing action. Like we're seeing 3 wide coming out of Twin Redwoods right now. Jakey, Rodrigo, and Payme in the fights of their lives, and it's going to be Rodrigo slotting ahead of Jakey there. That was a great battle right there, and this isn't over yet. So let's take a look at that replay real quick here before something else kicks off. So as we're coming into Twin Redwoods, we've got Payme defending, we've got Rodrigo going down low, Jakey goes high, and 3 wide coming into the Auburn curves, and they sort themselves out 2 by 2 as Jakey and Rodrigo slots in like it's nothing to it. Thank you, easy peasy, and grabs a position. Payme heads into pit lane, so freebie there for Rodrigo as he comes in through third place. Jakey chasing there in fourth, so Payme there. Rob Heck also coming into pit lane ahead of these drivers, so podium now for Rodrigo and Jakey here in the race so far. That's going to leave Lucas 36 coming around. Should be able to grab position on these drivers in pit lane. We'll have to wait and see. He does already grab it on Payme. Does he grab it on Rob? No, it looks like Rob's already out of pit lane. As you can see him just exiting up ahead. He comes out just in front of Cantilever and Lucas 36. Distinct Abbey comes around in 7th place. Payme right here in 8th. He's just coming out of pit lane. Where's Bo Snipe? In relation, Bo is in 9th and 10th. This is Cesaru and Bo. So they're not quite able to leapfrog Payme here. Cesaru comes in a couple seconds in behind. Bo Snipe is about 4 seconds in behind Cesaru here right now. And there's some great driving here throughout our field. We got Shredda here in 11th place, and we've got King Yak here rounding out the field in 12th, and of course 3 drivers here today in behind pit wall. 1 car after qualifying and 2 cars early on in the race here. Very unfortunate to see, but the crews, they do what they do best. They'll piece them cars back together, they get them working in tip-top shape, and we'll see them out next time that there is a race here for the Pure Racing League on track and ready to go. But it is Meaty at 17.6 seconds. Really, it's his race to lose at this point. We've got Rodrigo here in 2nd place overall and having a great race here as well. We've got Jakey here in 3rd place, and it is a fight. It is going to be a fight to the end here. Rob out in 4th place. He's got 5 seconds on Jake. Cantilever's in 5th place, 3.9 seconds in behind Rob. Lucas is 2 seconds in behind Cantilever and gaining slowly. Distinct Abbey 3 seconds behind Lucas. Payme only 2 seconds. With 2 seconds ahead of Cesaru, and where is he? He's 10 seconds in behind Distinct Abbey, so he's got a little bit of work to do there. Bo Snipe here in 10th place, 3.5 seconds. I mean, the gaps are not significant. One little mistake, and it's going to be battle back on for most of the way through the field. This guy's on a rail today. He is like a train, just doing its rhythm on the train tracks, just going around. This car, it just seems like you can't go wrong with this car around this track currently. Having a fantastic race as we head into the mudslide curve here. Just a little tap of the brake there just to get that thing to rotate. And great exit there as we're coming out into the Black Bear Pass. So some great racing right there by our race leader. We got Rodrigo in 2nd place here, and Jakey losing pace with him there, almost 2 seconds here now. Tire difference definitely starting to show. Rob coming in here, he's in 4th place and still 3.5 seconds to Jakey currently, so only picking up a couple tenths here. Last time around we got Cantilever in 5th place, and he's got Lucas 36 all over him here as we head into mudslide curve. So let's stick with this. Great battle happening right here. Let's jump on board with Lucas 36 here as maybe a little bit of help coming here between these 2 drivers. As you can see a little push, you can see the signal light there, and there may be a rule about bump traffic here in the series, so these drivers may only be allowed to maybe do 1 or 2 pushes, and then maybe they have to pull out. I'm not sure, but Lucas 36 is going to get the job done there, and Cantilever signals him there to go on the left-hand side to make that pass. So great job there by Lucas 36. Cantilever is just now in the rearview mirror here for the time being. Could that change? Of course that could change. These are top shelf racers we're talking about here. Anything can change. Cantilever here in 6th position. We've got Payme in 7th, 10 seconds in behind Cantilever. Bo Snipe is about 6.4 seconds in behind Payme. We got Distinct Abbey here in 9th position. We've got Shredda in 11th and King Yak here in 12th. So I gotta say, everybody watching at home, competition definitely looks fierce in these test events, and if this is any inclination of what the potential official season is going to look like, I think we're in for an absolute treat. I mean, it's going to be World Finals 2.0 in between World Finals style racing. It's going to be some of the best racers in the business competing against each other, and I think it's a great idea. I really do think it's a great idea, especially these competitive drivers that are competing in the GTSWS events, and the EA Sports Challenge, the Gazoo Cup, all these big things that Gran Turismo has available to drivers that have an online that have a PlayStation Plus membership. Basically, it's available to everybody as long as you just play by the rules. this is good practice. It keeps them sharp. It keeps their skills there. It allows them to drive different cars and different track combinations regularly as well. But it also continues to put themselves against each other, and that is just going to continue to make for even better and better racing in the World Final events as well, because these drivers continue to get more and more familiar with each other. They're learning from each other. That's just going to really get the times tighter and tighter. And I mean, honestly, close racing makes for the best kind of racing. So Rodrigo here is in second place. We got Jakey in third, and Robbie is right there now. So that 3.5 seconds disappeared real quickly. So the tire compound difference is really starting to show here. As Rob is probably on about 12, maybe 10 to 12 lap newer tires than Apex Sim Racing Jakey is currently. And I think we'll probably see a move coming out of the chicane here, if I had to guess from Rob. He's just being patient in through the chicane here. He'll get a good run. Yeah, you can see him take a look up the inside here. Oh, he couldn't quite get it down there on the power. A little wiggle coming out of Rob, and he's gonna have to do it in the slip here. So deciding which way he wanted to take there, Jakey's just gonna go up the high side. Jake's aware that Rob is on fresher tires, I'm sure, so he knows that driver's going to have a little bit more grip underneath the race car, so really he's just going to settle in behind and try to now get into the slipstream of Rob Heck here and allow Rob Heck to hopefully pull him back up to Rodrigo and maybe potentially grab another position or two here yet. We still have 5.5 laps remaining, including the lap we're on, so Jakey here in fourth place. We got Lucas in fifth. We got Payme in sixth. We got Bo Snipe up in the seventh place here as he comes around the start-finish line to start his 20th lap of the race. Cantilever here in eighth, start lap 20, and you can see Distinct Abby just in behind there in ninth place, crossing the start-finish line for the 19th time. We have Cesaru here coming around in 10th place. All drivers still, I believe, on the late lap here as well, so we love to see that. That is awesome as well. King Yak here in 11th place. He's just heading down into Nessie's Cove here right now, so he's one sector away from coming across the start-finish line. And Shredda here as well, just hanging into that lead lap position here currently right now on the racetrack. It is this man right here, though, leading the way, and he is closing in on our 12th place driver here, Shredda, currently. So Shredda is just up, coming out of the corner right there, just up ahead of our race leader here. So we will see a blue flag situation here. So we like to see, of course, how the drivers handle this situation as well. And he's going to catch him fairly quickly here, without a question of a doubt. So start a lap 21. And just not slowing down is Mehdi. I mean, fastest lap on the racetrack, 148.3. Just looking real good. I believe a French driver. Is that French? I believe that's French. Alright, we got Rodrigo here doing a fantastic job. This guy needs no introduction. He is an absolutely fast driver. We've got Robbie Heck here, the number 71 Mercedes here for street version, holding down third place here for the time being. He is being chased by Jakey, but those tires, well, you can see what I can see, chat. Looking a little worse for wear here. We got Lucas 36. He's got 6 seconds to Apex Jakey, and you can see just bleeding time off that driver. So let's see how that all plays out. We've got Payme. Ooh, big slide there and a little bit of air time as he comes over the hill out of Looping S's there, so he's sending it right now, and he does have that gap closed down to under 10 seconds here, so he's definitely making up some time on the drivers up in front. Bo Snipe here, he's about 8 seconds in behind Payme, but he's doing real good. He's got 5 seconds on Cantilever in 8th place. He's in a pretty good spot here if you can just keep it nice and clean and not miss those marks. Cantilever is 3 seconds ahead of Avi. Distinct Avi here at 9th place. Good gap on Cesaru, so the latter half of the pack definitely just needs to just keep it right and tight and clean. So it looks like we have the race leader coming around, King Yak, here as we head into the chicane as well. So our second driver to go a lap down here today is King Yak, as Meaty just gets through him there in the chicane. So great job by Yak and Shredda as well to allow the raider through without cause and incident. That's always what we're looking for in that kind of situation. So top level driving from right from the top to the bottom of the field here today in this test event. All right, Rodriguez here, rock and rolling. He is sitting in second position. 3.2 seconds now. Robbie is cutting into that race lead a little, into that gap between second and third place here right now. Does he have enough time to do it as we start lap 22? We'll have to wait and find out. We got Jakey here in fourth place, and you can see Robbie Heck off in the distance there. But again, this driver is just holding on for dear life right now. Lucas 36 has closed 6 seconds down to under 3. just that time around. So before the end of this lap, we are potentially going to see a battle for 4th place here between Lucas and Jakey. That leaves Paymay 10 seconds in behind Lucas, so that leaves him 13 seconds in behind Jakey in 4th place currently. Bo Snipe here is in 7th place, and again, these drivers in pretty good position. Cantilever and Distinct Avi here. The one mistake from Cantilever, and Avi is going to be all over him. Potentially Cesaru there. As you can see, Cesaru just coming out in 10th place out of the chicane there as well. So not a whole lot happening here at the end of the race currently, but that could all change very quickly here. 3 seconds is the gap between Rob and Rodrigo now. So Rob is closing in. Jakey here, and then we're definitely going to see something here. You can see Lucas 36 is right there in the Black Bear Pass. He is absolutely closing in. He's in the slipstream. You can see the time bleeding away here. And by the end of this lap, we may see a move from Lucas 36 on Jakey. Jakey is going to have a hard time holding on to the grip level of that Mercedes right now, and he's in the danger of suffering a tire puncture. So, brave, big, bold call here by this racing team here today, and he's doing a pretty good job at holding Lucas off here for now. But Lucas might just be waiting for a safer opportunity to make the move happen, and he gets a good grab on the inside line of the corner there. And oh, he cannot quite get it done there, and he's just going to settle in behind Jakey here. So again, smart race car driving from these drivers. He knows this is not the ideal spot to go 2x2. I'm sure he probably maybe has an inclination that driver's on older tires. He doesn't want to put the car in a position to potentially make a mistake. Not really sure, but not able to get around Jakey as of yet. Paymay is now closing in on these two drivers here as well. So let's go see what we got. 2.7 seconds as Robbie Hex now navigating some blue flag traffic here as well. A little bit of contact there, but I mean, not a whole lot of spot for him to go there. He was as close down to the inside line as he could get. Lucas 36 there we go in 4th place as he just navigates around Jakey there. Let's go take another look at that, shall we? Alright, so as we head into the Tahoe Pass here, he takes it down the inside, grabs up all that apex in the tunnel, and shoots himself right back up the track up in front there for a beautiful 4th place pass from Lucas 36 on Apex Sim Racing's Jakey. So very well done there. Grabs a position late in the race. Paymay now on the hunt here. Can he do 7 seconds in about 2.5 laps? We'll have to wait and find out. We've got Bo Snipe and Cantilever's in the distance there, 2.7 seconds. So Cantilever's chipping away here. Cantilever's chipping away. We got Distinct Avi, 4.8 seconds in behind Cantilever. So Cantilever's decided now is the time to push, and he's starting to try and make his move on that driver up in front of Bo Snipe. Cesaru here in 10th place, and Shredda and King Yak here in 11th and 12th. So very close together, it looks like there. Alright, so it is Mehdi here in the race lead. This driver qualified pole, and he's led the entire race with the exception of pit stop sequence. Once the full sequence went through, of course, right back into the position where he started the race and appears to where he's going to finish the race. So currently holding fastest lap on the track, pole position, and a race win if he can keep it clean for another lap and a half here. And judging by the way this driver is driven around Trial Mountain here today, I don't think that's going to be a whole lot of issue for that driver. Rodrigo here in 2nd place, and he has just gotten around what looks to be Shredda there. Rob is going to have to navigate that driver. Rob is running out of time here. He's got about a lap and 3/4 left if he wants to get something done there for 2nd place. Lucas 36, he probably doesn't have anything there for 3rd place unless something drastic happens, but in a good position to take a P4 home here for himself today. Jakey in 5th place. Paymay reeling him in. 5 seconds is that gap, and boy, he is taking chunks out of that driver up ahead of him. Bo Snipe here in 7th place, and boy, Cantilever's really applying some pressure here now. He's got it down to less than a second. So Cantilever has decided, I've got the fuel, I've got the tire, let's go. Alright, this guy right here though, he is going to come across, and he's going to take the with the white flag this time around here. And it has been an absolute, dominating performance by this driver. He broke free very early on at the beginning of the race, opened up a very quick and 1 second gap, didn't allow any of the drivers in behind to get into that slipstream, and just continued to command the pace of the race from there. So one more time around for this driver to take that checkered flag and race win here in test event number 3. We've got Rodrigo sitting in second place. We've got Rob here in third. We've got Lucas in fourth position. And some good racing today. That was some great racing today. We got Jakey here in fifth. We've got Payme in sixth. And boy, Payme is closing in. Payme may have a shot for fifth place here yet. Cantilever, he's in the slipstream of Bo Snipe. He is there. He's putting the pressure on. That is it. Bo Snipe now knows that guy's there. He's in the rearview mirror. So we're definitely looking at a couple of great battles here before the end of this one. Distinct Avi's in 9th, Cesaru is in 10th, Shredda's in 11th, and Yak here is closing in as well. Oh, big mistake there by Yak, but he keeps it underneath of him. Does a little power slide through the grass there, but he does a great job keeping the car under him, and keeps that Mercedes in one piece. Alright, it is Medi. He's going, rocking, rolling, moving and grooving. He's just got a few corners left here as we head down into Twin Redwoods, of course, out of the Black Bear Pass. From there, that takes us into the Auburn curve, so a little set of uphill S's here. This is going to lead us into Whitney Corner, which is right this guy right here. Beautiful little corner. From there, you go wide, move it back over to the right side, downhill into Nessie's Cove, and that leaves 2 more corners and a kink. 3 corners, I guess, here in the race. So as we go around the kink, of course, this is where pit entry is here at Trial Mountain, and chicane turns 14 and 15 here for the last time for Medi, and it is going to be a very commanding victory here for this driver today, and a very well-earned race win, fastest lap, and pole position. So clean sweep here for Medi. Congratulations on that. We've got Rodrigo and Rob right there as it's coming down to the final 2 corners. Rob just about there. Can he make it happen to the start-finish line? He's pushing. Rodrigo's pushing. Which one of these guys gets the run? Oh, what a great race. It's going to be nose to tail here for second and third place by AMS Rodriguez and SV's Robbie Heck. So second place goes to Rodriguez, and Robbie Heck takes the third place finish. So Lucas 36 coming around the chicane here for the final time. It's going to be a solid fourth place finish for him, and timer has ran out. That was a quick timer. All right, congratulations though to Hafidi. I mean, pole position, fastest lap, clean race. You can't ask for a better race than that. So GG's to Meaty. So let's take a look at those final racing results. It's going to be Lucas 36 and Jakey right there. I feel like that race timer needed to go a little bit longer because there was a battle between 5th and 6th and a battle between 7th and 8th there. Cantilever looked like he just edged him out there as well. So it is going to be Medi here in first place. It's going to be Rodriguez in second, Robbie Heck in third, Lucas 36 in fourth place, Jakey in fifth, Payme in sixth, Cantilever in seventh, and Bo Snipe in 8th place. It's going to be Distinct Avi coming here in 9th. It's going to be Cesaru in 10th. It's going to be Shredda in 11th position, King Yak in 12th, Sosa in 13th, and Agent Orange in 14th. So Sosa and Agent Orange, both cars behind pit wall today. Rough starts to their races. All right, that was some good stuff right there, John. That was some good stuff right there. So we're going to knock some of that audio out. Hold on, I gotta do a couple little thingamajigers here. Gotta go get up in our server. Do a little bit of that. All right, so we are just going to sit in the commentary booth here for a few minutes and see if our podium finishers want to come and, well, have a little chat. Them boys are very fast, absolutely. That was a great race. What everybody think about that? A little bit of a taste from Pure Racing League here. It should be an interesting season once we get to that point. Again, of course, all these drivers are involved in huge competitions here within the Gran Turismo 7 platform. So, you know, lots are coming up for these guys here over the next few weeks' time, of course, with the events and everything happening with the World Series. So we'll just have to stay tuned. Obviously, stay tuned in the GT45 Gaming socials once we have anything solid to release to the community from Pure Racing League themselves. Of course, we'll make sure that gets out to everybody else as well. We will get some Discord links and whatnot in the servers for people to come check out more about what Pure Racing League has to offer and what they all are also potentially providing in the future. All right. So you can see the production crew took some time here pre-race to just drive around Trial Mountain, give us some great visuals around the racetrack untouched in its pristine condition before, well, we come and tear it up with our beautiful GT3 race cars. So a huge shout out to Trial Mountain, of course, the officials here at Trial Mountain and everybody involved for letting us rip up their track here today in this great 25 lap endurance race. The one-shot hot lap qualifying, always fantastic. But I mean, Meaty just he was on a whole different level than the rest of the field here today. Had absolutely incredible pace. Got out clean right from the race start. No incident. Opened up an immediate gap, and he just controlled the pace of the race from there. So when you're in command like that, it is very very hard to make that mistake. You're just moving. You're grooving. You're just in a rhythm, and you just kind of do your thing. All right, so we just got word from Race Control that we're not going to do the interviews here this week. We will get to interviews once the official rounds do start here from PRL. So appreciate the heads up from Race Control there. And again, huge thank you to all the volunteers behind the scenes here. Pure Racing League, street version, of course, behind the scenes, a big part of what's happening here. All the volunteers in the server keeping things moving, to all the drivers on track coming out and showing what they got, testing their mettle against some of the best in the business when it comes to Gran Turismo 7 sim racing. It's a lot of fun. So I mean, obviously, come season time, I'm sure that they're going to have allocations, split allocations, and that to, of course, keep the skill levels in amongst each other to have, well, obviously the best racing we can provide for everybody. So stay tuned for more. I'm only speculating. I only know what they tell me, and they haven't told me a whole lot as of yet. So just stay tuned, everybody. We'll keep those up in the once we're updated, everybody else will be updated as well. And yeah, I mean, we just got to go with the flow. But good luck to all the drivers that are competing in, of course, the Gran Turismo 7 World Series events here coming up over the next few weeks. Go get them, guys. We know you got it in you. Bring home a world championship. Make everybody proud, hey? Yeah, let's go, boys. Hype sauce. Huge love. Thank you to the viewers, the fans, the likes, the shares, the comments. This will be and remain a YouTube exclusive broadcast content for the Pure Racing League. So, like I said, before we shut the broadcast down, if you haven't helped us out with that like and share yet, if you wouldn't mind doing so, that'd be absolutely wonderful of you. And if you have, thank you for the extra support. And if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button, turn on all those live notifications. You'll never miss another minute of the racing action, whether it be live or pre-recorded at your own leisure later on. It'll always be there for you to view at your own pleasure. We appreciate you. I am your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming, and on behalf of the Pure Racing League and myself, thank you everybody for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed test event number 3. Hey, we appreciate you, Cantilever. GG's out there today, guy. And, well, stay tuned for more. That's all we can say. There is more coming from Pure Racing League, so get your popcorn buckets filled up. Get the snack coolers all ready, stocked with ice, and get your favorite seat in your living room, because this is going to be some of the fastest racing we're going to see here on Gran Turismo 7 this season, and I promise you that. Cheers for now. Remember, you all matter. Our doors are always open if you need somebody to listen to, and stay winning, folks. We'll see you all very soon.